Good plumber versus bad plumber. Make sure you hire the right one. So I gotta tell you, recently I hired what I thought was a good plumber. This is a plumber that had great numbers. His sales looked good. When he came in, man, he sounded like he knew what was going on. And I probably skipped over a lot of things that I should have done. Normally, we have a 4-step hiring process. It has to go through Amber, our customer service rep and director of first impressions. It has to go through Julie, the vice president of the company and the office manager. It has to go through an Orion evaluation test, which tests people as for character and different things like that. And then number 4, it's got to get past me. There's systems and processes put in place to help Amber and Julie kind of weed people out before it ever gets to me. So I just want to give you some different ideas and thought processes on hiring a good plumber versus hiring a bad plumber. And if you stay around to then, I'll tell you what all I had to fight after this plumber left just to make things right with my customers. So first of all, if you hire a good plumber, number 1, you normally don't have any recalls. The reason being, a really good plumber takes pride in everything he does. And if they've gone through your hiring process and all the steps and things that you have in position, chances are you're going to get that good person. You're going to realize that they care about their work, they take pride in their work, and they always want to do the right thing. And another good thing about a good plumber, they communicate wonderfully with the customer and your office. Now, think about it. Amber, my CSR, has to deal with our plumbers every day. Amber and Isis, I now have 2, thank God. The reason being, we're growing. We need people in here that can communicate with our customers clearly and communicate with the guys in the field. If you have a guy in the field, though, that is not communicating with the customer, showing up when he wants to, doing what he wants to do, and not keeping the office informed, lack of communication can really hurt your company and damage your reputation. And the last one about a really good plumber, they have the highest productivity. The reason being, normally they're very competitive. They want to be the best plumber at whatever company they work at. They want to do things better. They want to make more money. They want to have higher sales. They want to take better care of their customers. They never want their customers to call and talk to the office about things they're doing wrong. And they always want to get positive reviews in everything that they do. All that is wonderful. When you hire a good plumber and you go through the steps and processes to do everything right, it's phenomenal for your company. But when you hire a bad plumber, it goes downhill quick. And the reason I say that is, number 1, when you hire a plumber that comes in that thinks he's a hot shot, he doesn't have to do the things everyone else does. He can kind of make up his own rules as he goes. The morale for the rest of the team goes down. Matter of fact, it goes way down. Like, it goes straight to the floor. It goes downhill bad. The problem is, now, say you've got 4 trucks. You've got this one guy you brought in that thinks he owns the world, and then you've got 3 plumbers that have done great for you for a long time. They start feeling like, hey, why can't we do this? Why is he giving us all a bad name? And that's a problem with hiring the wrong plumber. And let me tell you this, you don't get peace of mind as a customer. When you hire the right plumbers, when they're out working, you don't worry about a thing. But when you've got one of those hot shots in that think they know everything, but you can tell by talking to them, they're not listening, you have to worry about every job they're on every day. Now, I'm one of these plumbers that every time I turn on the news in the morning and it talks about a gas explosion at a house, I always think, man, I feel sorry for the people that live there. I hope they didn't fix their own plumbing. And if they didn't, if it was a plumber, I hope it was a licensed plumber. But when you have a bad plumber working for you, you have to worry about water, gas, sewage. You have to worry about everything. Because once you get that bad plumber in and you talk to him and you're like, this person really is not listening to what I'm saying, you understand there's problems going on out in the field and you have to deal with it. And that leads me to number 3 about hiring a bad plumber. It costs you in the long run. So let me tell you what happened. I had a plumber come in, sell a big job. And believe it or not, though, it should have been 2 or 3 times as big as it was, but he used his own pricing. Then when I addressed the pricing with him, he says, hey, I can't sell it for that. Well, when I called all the other plumbing companies in town, they were selling it for exactly what I was talking about. And my plumbers had been selling it like that for years. But I said, okay, I'll let you pull this out, do what you can do. I also told him, hey, this customer is a friend and somebody I go to church with. He still screwed them over. So what happens then? When that person leaves, you have to go in and make everything right. When you get rid of that plumber, you either coach him out the door or he quits because he realized he's made a big problem, you have to go in and make things right. So literally, I had to take the rest of my crew for about 4 days and go over there and fix everything this other plumber did. Think about this in the very beginning. Is it worth hiring the right plumber, or do you just get excited because you've got some hotshot coming in and hire the wrong plumber? I want you to know I'm so grateful for the plumbers I've had and the service manager I have, because they all stepped up and went in and made all these other problems right. So hiring a good plumber versus hiring a bad plumber, let me tell you what, it can cost you a fortune. It can cost you peace of mind, just so this plumber can come in and think he can do whatever he wants to do. And then I go back to something else I learned a long time ago. Hire slow and fire fast. Meaning, make sure you go through all the interview processes, you've asked all the questions, you've made things very clear, you've let them know this is how it's gonna be. And when your BS meter starts going off, pay attention to it. When you hire a bad plumber and you see it, start working on what you can do to get them out the door as quickly as possible. Once I got my guys over there, I had to have my manager over there for 2 days to figure it out. What needs to be done? How do we need to do it? Now, this is something that you should never put your people in, a situation where they have to go in and do this. But I contacted my service manager, asked him to go look at it. By the time he finished looking at it, he said, Roger, the smartest thing to do is tear out everything that was done and redo it. I had to pay for the materials to put it in wrong the first time, pay my other guys to go back in, take all the materials out that he had installed wrong. Guys, these are PVC joints that actually leak. What kind of a plumber can't put together PVC joints? Kind of makes you wonder. But I had to pay him to do it wrong the first time, labor and materials, then pay the rest of my crew to go in, take everything out, replace it, and replace it right. And along the way, he tried selling them a complete waterline replacement they didn't even need. If you're in the business and you've made a bad hire, or maybe you made a great hire, if there's something that I haven't mentioned about the wrong plumber or the right plumber, do me a favor and leave me a comment down below and let me know. What do you do to hire the right plumber? And what do you do when you realized maybe you made a bad hire? Anyway, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you like this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you think it's good and you know somebody that can learn something from it, share this to someone you think could get value out of this. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.